Hi and welcome to the show. Today we're in Los Angeles, California, and my guests are an award-winning writer, filmmaker and actor, and a marketing and advertising supremo. Both are founders of the African Artists Association, a non-profit organization that supports the development of African actors, filmmakers and entertainment industry professionals. Career opportunities in arts, arts is a vast field. So where do you go first if I was a young African looking for a career in arts?
Certainly for those of us from the diaspora and the continent specifically, it's always challenging to have clarity in terms of how one goes about establishing what you do. Culturally, and this is important, I was not prepared for the way of doing business in America, which is selling yourself. So I would say that one of the first things that one has to understand is how does the marketplace actually function and how do you place yourself within there? In the end, I decided I'd done some modeling in the UK and throughout Europe. So I had a pretty good portfolio. In fact, a very strong portfolio by American standards. And I came in and I went to see most of the model agencies that were here. It's a longest story and I had my ups and downs with that, homeless period, struggles, all that sort of stuff. But ultimately I was picked up by the Ford Model Agency. And as a result of that, began to do all of these international campaigns, became very visible, had billboards, several all over Times Square.
The African Artists Association. Tell me a little bit about how it came about. You mentioned that it was to try and bring together like-minded people from the continent that perhaps didn't have a support system. But how did it all come together and why did both of you decide that you wanted to form it?
What really was the catalyst for African Artists Association is a movie called District 9. Back when it came out, there was a lot of talk about District 9. We all have friends in the business. What I did was I sent out an email, if you remember, sent out an email to about 12 of them and saying, let's come over to my living room and let's just sit down and talk about this because I think this is a great idea that we should put together, create a space for us to call ours and tackle different events that come about when it comes to the industry.
Gentlemen, the show is called The Scoop. Yeah. So I asked my guests to tell me something about them. I know with public figures like yourselves, it's not always easy, but something about you guys that hopefully nobody else in the world knows. I'll start with Francis. What's your scoop, Francis?
Gosh. My scoop is...
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure. Guys. It really has been an honor and a pleasure, and thank you for sharing.